Two lessons from Labour Party conference. The Labour Party conference confirmed the strengthened position of the right wing at the top of the Labour Party, as it was expected to do. But their success did little to dampen the political aspirations of the Labour and trade union rank and file, which is still firmly on the left. There are therefore two stories to tell about the conference. The first, that the right wing and the Parliamentary Labour Party have strengthened their position in political and organisational terms by means of rule changes, is the one that has mainly been featured in the press. A purge of lefts have been going on for some time now, and some delegates even turned up in Brighton with credentials, only to be denied entry. The new disciplinary process, allegedly independent, but making General Secretary David Evans judge, jury and executioner, will be used even more against the left in the coming months. Right-wing MP Wes Streeting, talking to the BBC after the conference, made a remark along the lines that the barnacles need to be scraped off the boat. The disgraceful comment is an insult to all those Labour activists from outside his constituency who worked for him in his election a few years ago, when his seat was a margin. Most Labour MPs believe that once having been selected to fight a seat, they should be candidates for life. They should have a meal ticket in perpetuity. The new constitutional changes have indeed made it more difficult, although not impossible, for constituency Labour parties to select a candidate of their own choosing. They also increased the power of Labour MPs to veto leadership candidates of the left, for fear that the more radical membership might vote them in. The press have also focused on the speeches by Rachel Reeves and Keir Starmer, firmly planting the party leadership to a Tory-like position on economic and political questions. "We will not give commitments," they both said, "that we cannot pay for." All of the shadow cabinet members at conference studiously ignored the content of the conference motions, which they were supposed to be addressing. Their only means of getting applause seemed to be an obligatory reference to the sacrifice of key workers. The other story that needs to be telling is about the political character of the delegations, as it was reflected in the resolutions that they passed. We have published in their entirety some of those resolutions, not because they were perfect, resolutions seldom are, but because they reflect in a very authentic way the aspirations of workers. In tone and content, they were little different to similar resolutions in previous conferences during the Corbyn leadership. While the current leadership have clung tenaciously to a £10 an hour minimum wage, conference virtually unanimously voted for a £15 minimum wage. This is the best articulated voice of the working class that there is. A socialist programme would be necessary for the times that we're living in COVID, in crisis of Brexit. An incoming Labour government, of the left or the right, would face the enormous pressures of the banks, the financial speculators, the Bank of England, the collective voice of the billionaire press, and the media to tone down any reforms and maintain a strict control over state finances. With a Labour leadership starting off with a determination to keep a tight rein on policy, there is little chance of the aspirations written into the resolutions being met. So, with all this being met, what is our task in the meantime? It is to build a support in the trade unions and Labour Party for genuine socialist ideas, to give voice to workers and policies and programmes that can deliver to them. Within that left, it will be Marxists, including Left Horizons, who will provide the most unbending, determined and clearest voice. The left as a whole have not had a backbone, have been laying flat at the moment, but the youth and young people will be the ones to continue the fight within the Labour Party, and the membership is still alive on the left. We must support it, we must back them, we must give them hope, we must give them education. There's groups like Left Horizons that will do that. So if you are new here, please subscribe. We'll have much more political content in the future. Until then, comrades, we shall see you soon. Have a good day.